So that time on a rewind, help me understand, can you tell me now? You made a war that was fighting now. And you fall and you run when you see my picture, run around. As a rebel gone down, then you fall, go like when you for me, I come, but then you go like
Now yeah, you are, you're begging and crying. At 5 in the morning, I wake up to fight for my yearnings. The fear in my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but the noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I tried to get by, but I'm burning. And behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have trouble me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need, right? Yeah, I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now, yeah. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Send me love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way when you cannot see. Man with this system, he cannot pray. I need to find release. But behind my mind, it runs. All these thoughts have trouble me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need, right? Yeah, I really need mine now. I need to free mine now. I really need time now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free mine now. I really need time now. Oh, yeah.
Hi, everyone. I love Thames. I love Thames so much. Okay, let me just turn the music all the way down, all the way off. We'll play it at the end. Hey, hello, day 2. Welcome. So good. Today we're going to go all into strategy, sales, your whole invitation process, your messaging, your sales delivery process as well. And then we're just going to like map it all out. You will leave this part of the workshop, this part of the masterclass, really knowing all of the pieces and all of the next steps that you need to take in order to create and deliver and convert through your highest intentional, purposeful workshop, enrollment event, or discovery call, consultation call, whatever it is applicable to your business. So let me know that you're here. I've got let's see, I've got it up on my phone, but I'm going to go ahead and pull up the comment roll, the chat. Yep, on Facebook. Here we go. How's it going? Any updates you want to give me? Who will share their insights from yesterday's training? Any breakthroughs that you had, big ahas that you had, homework that you did? Where are you feeling more? Okay, I'm all set. So you can drop in the comments. Where are you feeling more inspired in the creation of workshops, enrollment events, your discovery calls, your clarity sessions, like whatever it is that you do in your business? I'd love to hear where you feel inspired, where you also feel a little stuck, what you're looking to really hash out and clarify moving forward. How can today, day 2, really serve you and your process? I would love to hear. I would love to just hear from you. Let me know who's listening in, tuning in with us live. If you are catching the replay, say replay and tag me so I can see it and know that you're catching the replay. But I want to go ahead and get into it. We'll get into the content for today. So day 2 is all about strategy and sales. So just like to recap yesterday we talked about the intentionality, the purpose behind your workshop, the design, how it actually flows, how and who you are as a facilitator, how the design and the delivery of your workshop also guides people into a purposeful pathway into working with you, right? And we also looked at how your workshop is the place where they get primed. Your prospects really receive the priming that elevates them into being ready to sign into and become a paid client, to signing into a paid container with you, right? This is the path to paid. What I love about workshops or other types of enrollment events that we can create in our business is it gives us an opportunity to be out in the arena with our prospects, with our market. And everything in your business is market research. So here's what I see a lot of entrepreneurs miss out on. And it's like right in front of you all the time. Let's say something's not working in your business, because very rarely, if not ever, will everything be working the way it should be in your business. You have to get okay with that. You have to come to terms with things are not always going to be right. Not all things are going to be how you want them to always be. Your number one job as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, is to solve problems. Someone didn't like the fact that I just said that. That's not why I went into entrepreneurship, Emily. I know. And I love you because I am the same way. It's not why I signed up for this business, is to be a problem solver all day, every day. But that's it. And so we don't have to look at it as problems. That's like an average way of saying it. But what it really is, what entrepreneurship and ownership of business really calls you forward into, is to be a critical thinker, right? To be in critical thought and to be in creative solution always. Okay. So everything in your business, especially in the beginning, but always connection with people, being in these enrollment events, it's all market research. What I see a lot of entrepreneurs miss out on is receiving the market research that's in front of them. People, your prospects, your ideal clients that are out here in the world every day, they are constantly giving you feedback, Receiving it, listening to it, hearing it fully, and converting it into applicable research feedback that helps you refine and develop your programs, your business, your structure, your offerings, is where I see entrepreneurs miss out. I'm going to say that again. People are always giving you feedback. You're always getting feedback. It's when we open our minds up to really receive, understand, and convert and compute the feedback that's given to us into, oh, this helps me create a better program. Oh, this helps me develop my offers better. This is what they actually want. This is what they need. I was speaking with a private mentorship client earlier today. We had a session and we're playing with some new ways to structure her offerings in her business. She owns a hair salon. And we're playing with bringing in some other gifts and offerings into her existing offers, as well as creating VIP days in her business. And I just advised her, I'm like, listen to what they say. The people are going to love this. Your clients are going to love these VIP days. They're going to love them. They're going to want more of them. And it will become a way for you to develop the offerings in your business. So for example, offering an oracle card reading with a haircut. People are going to love that. They're going to want to always have their oracle card reading done when they get their haircut. Wouldn't you? I would. I do. I love it. She does it every time I go get my haircut in her salon. She does that for me. Right. And so that's going to be a differentiating factor for Allie, because she's going to have her studio is called Portal, which is already like it's a portal, but that's going to become a differentiating factor for her. She's going to offer it out in this like special, unique, innovative VIP day format. And then everyone who comes and gets their oracle cards pulled and their haircut and maybe like some of the Reiki healing she does at the shampoo bowl, they're going to love that. They're going to want that all the time. So she already has offers that are developed into that, but it's a higher priced offer. So she's going to be able to guide people into that offer every time they come in, not just on a special occasion. That's market research. So what I see people missing out on, what I see entrepreneurs miss out on is they take things personal, when really you can receive the feedback that's being given to you about your offerings, about what people need more of, what they need less of. Instead of taking it personal or thinking it doesn't apply to you, it does apply to you, and it applies to the development and the refinement of your offerings and your business. Now, this is a deeper way to look at your life and your business, but that is what entrepreneurship is. It goes back to, we get to be in our critical and creative thinking on a daily basis. So in your enrollment event process, especially when it comes to marketing, messaging, and sales, you are going to always receive feedback from people. Do not take it personal, but use it from a research lens. Use it to help you develop and refine your offerings. Okay? That is my soapbox. It's sort of like you don't know what you don't know. And I see a lot of business owners just really miss all of the gold that's given to them on a daily, weekly, monthly, recurring basis by people. And I'm like, and what did you do with that feedback? And they're like, well, it hurt my feelings or nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, let's use it. Because people are telling you what they want and you're not implementing that. So let's do that. It'll increase your sales, right? All right. So I want you to start looking at your business in that way. I want you to start looking at your life in that way. I want you to start looking at your offerings and your services in that way as well. Okay. So yesterday we talked about intentionality, design, delivery, and value, really connecting to the value that you're bringing in these workshops, in your enrollment events. Who loved that part? Who loved the value part? I know value was a big conversation we had. We talked about creating light and empowerment and inspiration and possibility for your buyer, not creating a disempowered buyer through scarcity and needful tactics, which is very old paradigm. We are in the new paradigm. We are in a higher frequency. We lead our businesses through higher consciousness and higher way of living and being. So we create empowerment, possibility, inspiration, and light in our buyers and in our businesses. Yeah. So that's part of the value that they receive as well. Whether or not they buy from you now or later or never, you're still serving and bringing that higher paradigm, that higher frequency of light, possibility, and inspiration, right? And that is your commitment as a conscious entrepreneur. Yes, you said yes. Good. Okay. All right. So day 2, I want you to get out your guide. Let's go to day 2, strategy and sales. First section we're going to go into is the invitation process and context. Okay. So your invitation process, that's the actual like action of invitation. Okay. So this is in-person invitations, it's virtual, online invitations, depending on the event that you're having, depending on the workshop that you're having. So this is an online masterclass. We're doing it in a Facebook group. Obviously, all of the invitations were done through Facebook or through voice messages on Messenger, right? Direct invites through my email list, which lands in your inbox, which is on your computer, which is the same place you access this group, right? So it's all congruent. Yeah. I didn't put flyers up at Whole Foods for my workshop on my Facebook group, in my Facebook group. That would be a little bit of a stretch. Yeah. So you want to make sure, I know that's an extreme example, but you get it. You want to make sure that your invitations are already like in a hot spot for where your leads are hanging out and also where your workshop is going to be. Sanada, she shared yesterday that she is leading a workshop inside of a hotel. Cool. So if I were her, I would have connected to people that are frequenting that space. If it is a place where there are meetings or co-working spaces or conferences, other surrounding businesses in the area, people that are conveniently located to that physical location that are her ideal clients. That would be a really good place to start for invitations. And the action of being an invitation, what does it look like for you in your business? And I want to just harp a little bit on, this is a relationship. Business is a relationship. So your invitations, you want to express to, especially if it's a new, like colder lead, people that don't know you, if you're walking into a flower shop that's next to the hotel, they don't know you, you've never been a patron, they haven't connected with you before, they don't know the kind of work that you want to do. You want to create context, right? Invitation process and context. You want to create context around what you do and how it will bring value to their life. We connected on the value that you're bringing through this offering yesterday. All of your offerings bring a certain value, right? You need to embody that. You need to connect to that. You need to own that as a service-based entrepreneur, the value that you bring to their life, right? And so in your invitations, being in that context of relevancy, the value that I bring is relevant to your life. So how is it relevant? I wrote a few notes down for me. What are you actually inviting them into? Okay, it's a workshop. Okay, but what is it really? It's a container. Okay, people don't understand that. What are you really inviting them into? What is the relevancy of this offering? How does it connect to their desires? In a contextual way, are you creating approachability, relatability? Are you speaking their language? Do they understand what you're saying? If I talk to someone who's never heard of coaching and I tell them about the sacredness of the container, they're going to be like, what? What is that? I kind of get what you're saying, but that's way too ethereal for me. I don't really understand. Like, containers are Tupperware containers. It's what I put my food leftovers in. Yeah, that kind of container. No, of course not, silly. But you see what I mean? Like, we want to use their language. We want to create context that is relevant and relatable and approachable. When I owned my yoga studio, one of the biggest obstacles I heard over and over and over again, and I'll tell you how I came around it, was that going to a yoga studio was scary. My yoga studio was super scary because it was heated and it was power yoga. So people that were brand new to yoga had the obstacle of 98-degree room and athletic power vinyasa yoga. They had all kinds of misconceptions of how they would be lost and in a melty puddle on the floor. They would hurt themselves. They wouldn't be able to keep up. It's too fast. It's too this, it's too that. Before they would even drive to the studio, they had all of these limitations as to why they couldn't come. And so in my marketing, I had to quell all of those obstacles. I had to address the objections. Now I'm jumping a little bit into messaging, but I want you to write that down. In your messaging, and also messaging is part of invitation, how you speak and how you write, how you invite people in, whether it's written, voice, probably both. I recommend both. We want to be able to address their objections as well. If you are a content creator, if you post on social to build your business awareness, if that is part of your nurture strategy or your lead generation strategy, are you addressing the objections? People need that. So for the studio, I would talk about how we don't have mirrors in our room. There's a reason for that. It's really intentional. We want you to be on your mat and in your body, not looking in the mirror, comparing your body to 50 other people, or critiquing how fat you look in Warrior 2, right? That takes you out of the practice. We also talked about cool spots. We have cool corners that aren't as hot. We teach to all levels. This is a place for beginners and advanced yogis alike. Our classes are all levels. We don't move too fast. Our teachers don't practice at the front of the room. They teach to who's there. They walk around. We offer hands-on supportive assists. All of our teachers are trained to assist you physically. If you don't want an assist, you don't have to have one. So I would address all of those objections that people would have about coming to the studio. I would address them in our email, in our marketing, in our messaging. When I would do a Facebook Live, I would do Facebook Lives with class in session. People would see it, right? So in your invitations, creating context that creates relevancy, relatability, and approachability. Okay. Timing. Let's move on. You're probably realizing, like, I need to go deeper. And I want to just say that because a lot of you, I've heard from a lot of you and what your workshops are and what kind of coaching you offer. And I want to just say, you don't need to niche, but you do need to go deeper in understanding who your ideal clients, your dream clients, your soulmate clients are. You need to go deeper in understanding them. Like, go on a journey to know them better than they know themselves. So when you speak to them and when you invite them, when you create messaging and marketing around how your offers serve them, it's really going to reach them. It's not going to hang out on the surface of high achieving people who need clarity in what they're doing in their life. Okay. Yeah, that really doesn't resonate. Right? It's just kind of like, cool. I don't know if I'm a high achiever or not. I don't really identify as that. No, seriously. Some of you are like, of course you're a high achiever, Emily, but like, I actually don't identify as a high achiever. I'm motivated. So there's parts of your I help statement that are just, they're kind of up here and you need to go deeper. And when you take that journey of going deeper and connecting to your soulmate clients, to the people you feel deeply called to serve, you will understand that there's a lot more that you can say that really resonates with them in their hearts and on a cellular level. That's not just up here of like, I help X, Y, and Z people do A, B, and C. That doesn't really resonate. You have to go deeper. You have to create more context with your invitations, with your marketing, with your messaging. Your timing is connected to all of this. So I want you to really I'm a biggie when it comes to long-term vision. I am like, if you don't have a long-term vision, come talk to me. We got to hook it up because your business needs that. If you want to create a sustainable, scalable, profitable business, you have to have a long-term vision. You have to be patient. You have to be willing to play the game. Okay. You can go find another teacher who's going to teach you how to get rich quick using whatever funnel or strategy they've got and go do that. That's fine. Go do that. That's fine. But I teach long-term vision. I've been in business for almost a decade. I've had multiple businesses. Long-term is the way to go. And hear that. I've had multiple businesses. My vision 10 years ago when I started my hair salon has so much evolved to the vision that I hold today. But I'm still me. I'm still me on this journey. I've acquired new skills. I've taken bigger leaps, right? But I'm still me. My long-term vision has evolved. I have allowed that to happen. My long-term vision has evolved just like I have evolved, just like my soul has evolved. I have allowed that to happen. I have surrendered to the fact that my soul's journey is deeply parallel with the vision, the long-term vision that I hold for my business. 100% they're together. Okay. And nobody's staying the same. We're not staying in the same path. We are evolving. We are growing. So you get to be a yes for that. Okay. So internal, external, long-term vision. What is your long-term vision? Are you willing to let it evolve? Question. How are you creating flow and seasonality in your business? Okay. So are you considering your market? Are you considering the timing of your market? If you own a stationery company, you probably have seasonality in your market. Maybe around the holidays, it picks up a little bit more, right? Think about the seasonality of your market. If you're a coach, you have a seasonality in your market. Everybody always wants coaching year round. But when is the time of year when people are like, all right, time to get myself right. Time to like hook up some goals, set a vision for the next 12 months. It's the beginning of the year, right? It's a great like surge. Yoga studio, highest month, always January. Always highest in attendance, highest in revenue. Those were our $25,000 months. Easy was January. 100%. New year, new me, new yoga mat, new Lululemons. I'm here for it. I'm like, we're here for it too. Come on over. Right? Always. So think about the seasonality of your business. Think about the seasonality of your market. Is your timing for your enrollment events conducive to that? Are you hosting your workshops in July when everybody's on vacation? Or are you planning them for October, November, December, January, when people are like in the mode of, okay, it's hibernation, I'm going into fall and winter, I'm going to be in my incubation period, I'm going to be planning what's next, what's ahead of me, it's a new year, I need new goals, I'm ready to like finally launch my business or leave my job or whatever, have a baby, like whatever you do. Connect to the seasonality, not only for your lifestyle, for what you desire for your business, but also for your market, the seasonality of your market, okay? I think this is what I believe. I believe in order to hold a long-term vision in your business, you have to have patience and trust. I wanted to share that with you. In order to hold the long-term vision in your business, you need to have patience and trust within yourself and for the process, okay? So for timing, I want you to really create congruence with your plan, okay? And not just winging it with like, I'm going to do a workshop here. We had the word random used yesterday. I'm going to do a random workshop there and I'm going to do it here. Here's what I see. When people don't have a long-term vision, they don't have a built out plan. They're not connecting to the seasonality and the timing and the congruence in their business. What they try to do is they try to have a workshop here when they need clients, they need money, they need this. They're doing it out of need for themselves. And so it just usually falls flat. Everything is built in layers on top of itself. You've got to understand marketing as a whole. You've got to understand your business as a whole. It is always going. It is always churning. I'm not saying you always need to be doing workshops and enrollment events. I love doing them. So yes, you will see me do them a lot. But it's part of my built out strategy. It's part of my long-term vision. It's part of my plan. And it's part of my mission and my vision to serve and impact people deeply. I always want to be in service. I always want to be right here for you. Right? So you want to think about, people are sending me messages. Sorry. You want to think about what you're actually doing in your business and letting it build on top of itself, okay? Not just like doing something when you need clients. Do it when you don't need clients. What would that look like? Okay. Let's talk about messaging a little bit. This is all part of your strategy and how you position, strategize, and enroll people into this enrollment event, your workshop. What does your offer help with? So we've got offer alignment, in parentheses here, messaging, pain, desire, outcome, clear and specific, ensure offer alignment. So what does your offer help with? And let me ask that a different question. We talked about this yesterday. What gap do you fill? What gap does your offering fill? Since you know your clients better than they know themselves, or you know your prospects better than they know themselves, what gap does your offer fill? What does it fill for them? So in your messaging, are you speaking clearly to that gap that you fill through the lens of the desire that they have? So a lot of people, you'll see a lot of marketers try to sell for the pain, to quell the pain. That's definitely one way to do it. I believe in balance. I believe pain and desire. And it's interesting, in life, we're always moving towards one or the other. We're always like fixated on our pain, or we're either moving towards desire. It's when we're in that stagnant, like no direction, that is like this numbness, kind of like default robotic period. Desire for you could be growth. If you're in this group, you probably are committed to growth. So you're always moving towards growth and expansion and service and freedom. Think about your clients. Are they doing that? Mine are. My clients are you. My clients are expansive entrepreneurs, right? Those are my prospects. Those are the people I work with. But some of you might have clients that are stuck in the pain. They're stuck in moving towards the pain or not knowing how to get out of the pain. So they just perpetuate more pain, mental pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain, right? I have a client who has chronic pain physically, but they're doing their best. And on the inside, they're moving towards the growth and the expansion and the desire, while also navigating their physical pain. So being in that space of awareness of speaking to their pain points, speaking to their desire, the balance of both, helping people wake up out of the pain, wake up out of the numbness into the desire. What is the outcome that you bring? What is the outcome that your offering fulfills? What is the outcome of coming to this workshop, this enrollment event? Being clear and specific, being concise, go deeper. A lot of you need to go deeper. Okay. So in your messaging, really speaking clearly to the desire is a way to create an elevated, empowered buyer. A lot of online marketers you'll see fixate on the pain. I think it kind of falls in line with that scarcity and need tactic for sales that can really perpetuate a disempowered buyer, disempowered experience. I think we need to acknowledge the pain and offer, our perspective and our take and our experience on how we help guide others from the pain into the desire, right? You don't have to be niched for this, but you need to know them better than they know themselves. You need to have a clear understanding of the pain that they have, the problem that you solve for them, their pain, their problem, how you solve it, the outcome, and the deeper desire, that desired emotional state that all of your clients want. This is messaging, okay? It is creating a direct path for them to understand fully like what they really want, what they really need, what their life is like without it, what's going to happen if they keep on perpetuating in this space, this cycle, and how you help them generate the results, the outcome, and the desired emotional state that they want. You need to speak to that in your messaging, not just how you help high achievers do whatever. That's like an outcome and it's vague. You need to go deeper. You do not need to niche, but you need to be understanding of your people, your prospects, and how you serve them, how you help them, how your offer helps them. Okay. Let's go to the next page, Marketing Outlook, Strategy and Sales Day 2, page 2, Marketing and Outlook. So I advise you to have an annual, a quarterly, a monthly, a weekly, and even a daily outlook on your marketing. Okay. Connect to the seasonality of your business, connect to the seasonality of your market. Be intentional when you're creating this marketing outlook for yourself. It's like a forecast, it's also a plan. Okay, so this is your outlook. This is you looking out to your marketing plan. This is how you're projecting growth. This is how you're creating those numbers, those goals, how much revenue you want to create, how many clients you want to work with, how many workshops you want to do, which workshop. I look at astrology. I look at all the things. I look at astrology. I look at seasonality. I look at when the solstice and the equinox is, equinox, however you say it. I look at all of astrology. For me is like an anchor in my life. And so I use astrology. I use my own seasonality. I use my son's school schedule, right? I use my birthday month, his birthday month. I use different things to really plan out my business and what I'm doing, right? So connect to the seasonality of you, your business, and your market, right? Be really intentional. This is how you can look at your numbers and create goals, create numbers, create revenue and income and impact lifestyle goals that you can actually work towards and hit and exceed. Okay. I like to go a little conservative on my conversion numbers. So this is just like a tip. If you have 5 sales calls in a week, let's say I have 5 sales calls this week, I would project that 2 of them, maybe 3, will convert right now. I would project that 2 of them would convert right now. 1 or 2 of them will convert in the next 3 months. And that other 1 of the 5, they may or may not ever convert, and that's okay. They might become a collaboration instead. They might, go find another program. They might not be a good fit for my program. I might need to be able to I might be able to direct them somewhere else that will be a better fit, right? And that's a little bit of a conservative play. A little bit less conservative could be, okay, I have 5 sales calls. 3 of them I'm going to convert. 2 of them are going to be in 3 months, within a 3-month window of conversion. That's a little bit of a upper, higher ante. But generally speaking, when it comes to conversion, anywhere between 10 and 30% is a good conversion rate. Anywhere between 10 and 30% of those 5 sales calls, that's a good conversion rate. If you're converting 50% from your sales calls, your enrollment events, your workshops, 50%, that's great. That's great. You might have a smaller pool. You might have a smaller audience. I like to be a little bit more conservative of my projections. It's also for my own psychology, because when I exceed my goals, I'm like, yay, I can make bigger goals now. It's empowering to me. But if I don't hit that 30%, if I don't hit that goal, I'm like, okay, it's cool. It's cool. Okay, it's all right. I was damn sure close to it. And if I wasn't, I get to look at my process and receive the feedback and grow from it. And I've had a lot of years, a lot of months of growing from feedback. Okay. as are you. But here's what I want you to do in your marketing outlook. I want you to focus not only on seasonality, schedule, timing, the intentionality, getting clear on your growth projections. I want you to focus your marketing, and this goes back to messaging. I want you to focus your marketing and your messaging strategy in the qualification of your leads. Okay? Qualifying your leads, qualifying them. This is more than just having an application for a sales call. That's part of a sales process. I'm talking about qualifying your leads in your marketing. I want you to think about that and let me know what it means to you. The qualification of your leads. How are you qualifying them? Here's a hint. You need to know them better than they know themselves. Your qualification of your leads is calling them forward into that inspiration, that possibility, that empowerment that you're holding for them. They have to believe that it's true, that it's available, that it's possible for them. Right? So, how are you qualifying your leads through your marketing, your messaging, and the positioning of your offerings? I want you to think about that. Okay. Leveraging your networks and present connections. What networks, communities, neighbors, what people do you know right now that you can leverage to help you get in front of more ideal clients? I know you've heard that question a million times over, but now that you have a deeper awareness on who your ideal clients are, who your prospects are, perhaps there are some new ideas, new streams opening up for you, new realizations that you're having around, okay, what can I leverage? What can I utilize? Hmm? How do you build relationships when it comes to your networks that you're part of, communities that you're part of, present connections that you have? How are you building and nurturing those relationships? This is strategy and sales. This also goes to being patient and trusting the long-term process that it takes to build a stable and sustainable, profitable business. How are you building those relationships? What's that strategy? How are you bringing value? So if you're tapping into a new community, if you're tapping into a new network, if you're tapping into an existing network, bringing an offering, bringing an enrollment event, bringing a workshop, or asking someone to help you promote your workshop, how are you bringing value to that community? You are a service-based, value-based entrepreneur. You bring value everywhere you go. So we don't want to miss that in the strategy. I see often this approach. I have a workshop. I know it's going to serve. I'm going to use yoga studio for an example because I used to have a yoga studio. So with people that I work with, this is kind of like initially how they're coming into the space with me. And also as a yoga studio owner, I used to receive this a lot. So this is what I can speak to. I've seen it. I've been on both ends of it. All right. So if someone has a workshop, they might be like an aerialist teacher or something, and they come into my yoga studio. I don't know them. Maybe they don't even come in. They send an email. I don't even know them. Okay. Never met them. They've never taken a class at my studio. They don't know me, which is like, you don't know me. I could be a crazy lady like that you don't want to work with. Why would you? Anyways, they'll send me an email and they're like, or I'll see people do this. They'll send an email and they're like, I have a workshop. I want to charge $25 a head. I need a space. Would you be willing to promote it? We could give your students 10% off. Let me know your rental rates. Who are you? What is this? Is this spam? I'll give you an equally short response, How are you bringing value? How are you building a relationship? Business is about relationships. And what happens is that approach is taken and people get really discouraged because nothing ever works. Well, no shit. Of course it doesn't work, but you're taking it personal instead of receiving the feedback. Creative thinking, critical thinking, solution-based. Build relationships and bring value in your invitations, in your networking, and how you are using your present connections to become more amplified, perhaps collaborations. Build relationships, bring value. Trust that process. Okay. Sales process. Let's talk about it. Sales process. One of my favorite things to help entrepreneurs develop. Let me ask you this. Does it feel aligned what you're doing right now? Does it feel aligned? Does your sales process feel aligned? Does it feel mundane? Is there magic in the mundane, or is it like boring and not really effective? Are you selling yourself short? Are you leaving money on the table? Are you being too passive? Are you like, let me know? That's not a sales process. Okay. Are you a booty call sales call? Like, do you only reach out when you need something? Oof. I had to let those go, y'all. Okay. You did too, right? Yes. We do not sell like booty calls. We do not just like reach out when we need something. I have a dear friend. I love them to pieces. And I called them out the other day. I'm like, every time I get an email from your email list, you're trying to sell me something. And it's like once every 6 weeks or something. Why are you doing it like that? And they were like, because I don't have time to email people. And I'm like, well, then don't just email to sell. Like, what is that? How's that working? And they're like, 0 open rate. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. Amazing. Good feedback. So Zanetta being too passive. Zanetta says, I don't think I'm selling. I'm not selling at all. Good. Too passive. Too passive. So there's something here around the confidence. And that is, if we go into mapping it out, I wrote that down. Yeah. Confidence to convert. Offering and client alignment. So that's sort of like at the second to the last page. Confidence to convert. So good to notice. Let this masterclass really like open your eyes to what you're doing and what you're not doing. But sales process, what is your sales process? Answer these questions later. You can write them down underneath. How do you nurture? Are you nurturing people? Some of you might be over nurturing and not converting. You're leaving money on the table. Some of you are trying to sell and convert without any nurture. Some of you need to just dial deeper into all of these. Invitation, like the initiation, where you're generating the leads from, how you're nurturing them, and how you're converting them. 3-part process: lead generation, nurture, it's a huge part, and then conversion, 30%. Good conservative percentage to hang out with. 30 to 50 if you're baller, okay? If you've got a smaller, more qualified pool, 30 will be 40, 45, maybe 50%. If you're at 50% conversion, that's amazing. That's great. We're goals. We're all headed there, right? Lead generation, nurture, conversion. This is the sales journey. This is the journey of sales. You are always in this journey. I have a podcast episode about this. I will drop it in the chat. There's a whole journey of sales, you and your business and everybody associated with your business who's interested, who's watching you, who's walking by on the sidewalk, or who's shopping in the store. Everybody is in some part of the sales journey always. Your process is when you're converting them. So what does that process look like right now? Some of you might be like, I don't really even have one. Good, let's develop it. This is one of my favorite things to develop with people. But a huge key component that gets missed is the nurture. There's either too much and not enough conversion, or there's no nurture at all. And you wonder why lead generation doesn't immediately convert, why I can't have an hour-long clarity call and they don't become a client, why someone I just met who comes to my workshop doesn't convert. What did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. They might need more nurture. They probably do. 80% of the time, people need to be nurtured for a little while before they convert. I have a coach that says, we'll go to the next page. I have a coach that says you have to ask for the sale. You have to earn the right to ask for the sale. She's really like staunch about it. You have to earn the right to ask for the sale. And how I receive that is we have to nurture people. We have to be willing, that we have to qualify them and we have to qualify ourselves to work with them. Okay. So good to notice, good to notice. So day 2, page 3, we've got map it out, purpose, intention, and design. Now this is like your homework, okay? But I'm going to give you some key indicators, key points that I want you to make sure you cover when you're visiting this later. So going back to yesterday's replay, if you need to, the purpose of your workshop, the purpose of your most highest intentional, purposeful converting workshop. What is your purpose? What is your personal purpose in bringing this enrollment event, this event to your business? What is your business's purpose? How is it purposeful, right? Think about the seasonality, think about the timing, think about your annual strategy, your marketing outlook, annual, quarterly, monthly, right? What is the purpose that this plays in your business? So your purpose, your business's purpose. What is the workshop's purpose itself? The enrollment event, the clarity call, the consultation, whatever, the workshop. What is the workshop's purpose? And what is the purpose of the recipients, the attendees, the person on the other end who's receiving? How will they benefit? How does it provide purpose to them? I want to get clear and defined with that, okay? Next is intention. I want you to lead with service, okay? Always. I want that to be the intentionality of your leadership, how you're leading with service, always. But I don't want you to leave money on the table either. I want you to be able to convert. So the intentionality is to serve. The intentionality is to shed light, to bring empowerment, to help people on their transformational journey. And also, there is reciprocity here. This is a reciprocal exchange. What is your intention? My intention is to generate sales in my business. My intention is to serve people more in the development of their own business. My intention is to enroll people into my program because I know my program helps to serve and empower and help people transform their relationship with their life and their business. The more empowered, conscious, higher frame entrepreneurs out there, the better the world will be. It's my role to help them in that space. It's my role right now to serve business owners in reaching their first 6 figures. So my intention is to invite people into my program who are qualified, who are ready to do the work, who are ready to grow and hold that type of capacity in their business and create that kind of impact through their work. That is my intention, right? Like that's an example. That's my personal example. I want you to get really clear in your intention. It's not just to serve them. It is that lead with service, but and also reciprocate, receive. Living an altruistic lifestyle for too long will run your business into the ground. Okay. Next, we have design. How are you creating your workshop and your offerings, all of them, as unique? What is the differentiating factor? I gave an example of this earlier. The salon factor, the salon example. The oracle cards with the haircut. How is it innovative? How is it relative to them? How does it like really match what they need right now? And are you creating offer alignment with the enrollment event? So going back to yesterday, where are you aligned? Where are you clear? Where are you unclear? What do you need to clarify? Those first few questions on page 1. This is part of the design. Your facilitation, how does it flow? What are the deliverables of this event? How is this creating a path to paid offers in your business? What are the deliverables of this event? I want you to go to the next page of Map It Out. What are you really delivering to them? This is a key question. Put a big star next to this. Highlight it, exclamation points on the sides. What are you really delivering to them? Like really, what are they really getting from you? Not just a workshop, not just an hour of empowerment, you're not just getting strategy and tactics here. What are you really getting? What am I really helping you with? What are you really helping your people with through your workshop or through your enrollment event? What are they really getting? What are you really delivering to them? I'd love to hear in the chat. You can let me know. If you're watching the replay, tag me so I see it. But what are you really delivering to them? This is your value determination. What are they really getting from you? What value are you really bringing? Not just free ideas, free tactics, free strategy session. There's something else. There's something deeper here. It connects to the deeper desire of your buyer. Deeper, 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 3 levels deeper. Keep going. I can hear you thinking, keep going. Those are desires. Good, Samantha. Hope, energy, empowerment. There's a lot of value in that. Yeah. Good. Good. And then you have to own that in your messaging. You have to own that in the positioning of this. You have to own that in the invitations, and you have to own it in your sales process as well. Okay. Are you creating a path to inspiration and possibility versus scarcity and need? So when you look at your marketing, when you look at the messaging, the invitations, the positioning of this offering, the workshop, the enrollment event, all of your offerings, all of the services that you have in your business, are you being the embodiment of your work? And how are you guiding people onto the path of inspiration, possibility, and empowerment? So they feel good about investing. They feel inspired. They feel empowered. They're ready to buy. Right? You want your sales calls, you want your sales process to be the highlight of your client's experience, not because you're getting paid, because they are so excited. They are in possibility. They are in inspiration. They're taking a journey. They're not losing money by investing in you. And they're not depending on you to get them the results. They're not like, oh my God, okay, I'm investing in this program. It's going to change my life. No, they're going to change their life, but they're giving an energetic, literally currency is energy, currency is money. They're giving an energetic signal of, yes, I am ready. I'm ready now. When they buy, it is the highlight. So are you creating that path to inspiration and possibility? If you're not, check your money mindset. Are you ready to become a schmillionaire? It's a she, an SH for she, for women. Right? Check your money mindset. Check your relationship with money. And how are you in your genius in this offering? So yesterday we talked about genius. We talked about your gifts, your talents, what you're really good at, being able to harness that in the creation of your offering, in the creation of your workshop. Right? So here's what I want to give you a little bit more guidance with the genius. I want to know your 3 contributing factors that you will use in your facilitation. So what are 3 gifts of yours that you will use in the facilitation of your workshop? Yep. 3 contributing factors. And you might find that they're missing in your offerings as well. So how can you reintegrate, refresh that? Yep. Building trust. How do you connect, serve, and build trust? What works? What presently works for you now in building trust with your buyers, with your prospects, with your network, in your communities? What presently works? What feels good? What feels good to you? What feels good for you? And when it comes to building trust? In the client call I shared with you earlier today, my client said something. They said, I like it when my days are flowy. I was like, well, what's flowy? What does that mean? And like I shared, they own a salon, and she was like, I like it when there's like a lot of space in between clients. Okay, cool. So that's flowy. So that feels good to Allie. Allie likes that. So what feels good to you when it comes to building trust, building relationships, offering your workshop? You know what feels really good to me is I'm showing up, I'm in my fullness, I'm also in my sweatpants, you guys. I have on my Lululemon joggers. I'm really comfortable. I'm really comfortable. I love to get dressed up as well. Don't get me wrong. I love to get dressed up. I love to put on my heels and my cute shoes and my outfit, like everything. But I'm very comfortable right now. This feels good to me. I love showing up in this way. So how do you love? Okay. So Netta says sharing my story. That feels good. Yes. Storytelling is so relevant when it comes to marketing and messaging. So relevant. So relevant. I love that that feels good to you. That's authentic. That could be maybe one of your contributing factors. Maybe I missed that. Either or, they are tied. So your contributing factors, how you're in your genius, in your facilitation, in your service, in your delivery, in your design, it's also all connected to building trust. That whole know, like, and trust factor, yes, it's felt. That is a felt experience. Trust is a felt experience. So discovering what feels good and where you shine, where you're in your genius, my question is it balanced by strategy? Is it balanced in your strategy? So go to the next page of map it out. We've got strategy at the top, positioning. How does this serve who you want to reach? I'm going to leave you with this in this area because I've talked about it a lot and I don't want to I want you to go out on your own and do some research and take some time to reflect and then let me know what you come up with. But positioning, how does this serve who you want to reach? What is this about? What is this really about? What is the positioning of your offer? How do we create effective positioning in our offers? What do we need to know? What do we need to know deeper to create effective positioning in our offers? We need to know our clients, our prospects. We need to know them better than they know themselves. So our positioning becomes really authentic in that way. And we're qualifying our leads coming into our business because we've done the work to really know people deeper, 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 and what they need. And because we know them better than they know themselves, right? And I mean that in a way of you're able to pull it all out into your messaging, into your marketing, into the positioning of your offers, in the way you invite people, in how and what design you create, what kind of workshop you're creating, right? I know you all need help with your workshops, but what I know you need deeper underneath that is an understanding of what marketing is and how everything is connected to your offerings and how you really need to understand your prospects and your buyers a lot more better. You all are like, I want to build a great workshop. I want to create clients. I want to serve the world. That's what you think you need. But what I know you need is marketing, sales, branding, strategy, understanding of the psychology of the buyer, deeper, more. You see? So I'm teaching that, right? I positioned it and I messaged and I marketed this workshop in a way where you're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I need. It's great. Perfect. Right on time. You get in and you're like, oh my God, I had no idea it's all of this. So you want to look at that, knowing your people better than they know themselves. And that's authentic because I've been where you are. And I was brave and I trusted and I was patient and I invested and I learned and I stayed in the game. And I've been able to build a profitable, sustainable 6-figure business. And so now I'm teaching that because I want you to have that. Okay. Okay. So look at your positioning. I just want you to write, know them deeper than they know themselves. What work do you need to do around that? Invitations, form, type, and recurring. Okay. So how do you like to offer? How do you like to offer this? What's the synergy? What's in the branding? What's in the feel? How do you like to invite people into this offering? How do they like to receive an invitation? Right? I had a conversation with someone, she has children with special needs, and she was like, I wish I could help other parents. And I'm like, oh, how would you do that? And she's like, I don't know. I've always wanted to write a blog. And she just told me about how much she was strapped for time on a daily basis. And she didn't have any spare time and needs time with her husband to connect, doesn't have time to cook, doesn't have any time, always with the kids. And I said, Heather, you just say you don't have time. She's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, do the parents with special needs children, do they have time to read a blog? Do you read blogs? And she's like, no. Is that even a thing still? I don't even know why I said that. Like, good to notice, right? So how do your people like to receive content from you? How do your people like to receive invitations from you? Are they able to digest? How can you personalize it? How can you uniqueify it? How can you differentiate yourself with your invitations? And in timing for your strategy, I want you to be really kind and gentle to yourself. I want you to give yourself plenty of lead time, okay? I want you to trust your process. I want you to give yourself time. I also want you to build in incentives throughout the time frame. So throughout the way. So in the 5-day profit activation challenge that we did in this group last month, I gave like 2 weeks. I gave like 2 weeks notice. I built this up for 2 weeks, right? We had a lot of engagement. It was 5 days of a workshop challenge. Today, this masterclass, this is a 2-day masterclass. I gave it like 5 days. I started talking about it like 5 days ago, playing with the time, seeing what lands. There's a little bit less to this. It's just a 2-day masterclass. It's not a 5-day challenge. A little bit less of a lead time. It's always playable. I could give myself longer next time. I could give myself shorter next time. You can play with this, but nurturing is built in, okay? Nurturing is built into the timing, is built into the invitations, okay? Nurturing also gives you market research. So are you receiving, do you have that lens turned on in your brain to where you are receiving the market research that's coming your way? So look at your timing. Are you giving yourself enough time? Are you creating momentum through actions and giving yourself enough time to do that? Is nurture built in? And do you have incentives as well? The first 3 people that sign up get a bonus 30 minutes with me, private complimentary call, whatever, like something. Build in incentives to show up in that service, okay? Your messaging, you're mapping it all out now. You're pulling all the pieces in. We've talked about messaging today. We talked about speaking to pain, speaking to desire, speaking to that desired emotional state, and the outcome that you provide. What is your current messaging? What is your current messaging? How does it need to shift? I want you to ask yourself these questions. Write it down underneath the block here. What is your current messaging? How does it need to shift? What feedback can I put into place? You have received a lot of feedback already. Are you processing it? Are you digesting it? What can you put into place? What have they already told you that you can implement? Sales, map it out on sales process. Does your current sales process need adjustment? Does it make sense? What do you need to tweak? What do you need to add? What confidence do you need to build? Down at the bottom, confidence to convert. You have to be, this is what I find, you have to be really confident in your offering, right? And in the results that you can generate for folks or help create space for them to generate for themselves, depending on what you do. But there also needs to be alignment with the prospect in front of you. And so this goes into that qualification of the lead. When we qualify our market through messaging, through marketing, through the positioning of our offers, through our enrollment events, when we're doing that kind of qualification process, when that's built in from a strategic lens, you're qualified. You're in this space. You're qualified. You're showing up. You're asking questions. You're qualified. You're answering emails. You're opening them. You're responding. You're qualifying yourself, right? If you're not, you're not. That's okay. Some of you might have an application to work with you. That's a qualification process, right? So what I find is when there's the confidence to convert, when you're not selling, is you're missing the confidence and your sales process is off. It's not developed, it's not built out. So look at your sales process. Does it make sense? Do you need to build it out? Look at your confidence to convert. Is there offer and client alignment? Are you confident? Did you qualify them? Are they confident? Have you been nurturing? Have you built trust? Are you priming them? Look at prime power. Does your genius build trust and do some of the work for you? This is really good. This is about harnessing your gifts, right? And we're priming people all the time through our service, through our workshops, through our enrollment events, when we're showing up, when we're delivering value, when we're creating trust, right? Your messaging primes people when you're addressing the objections. The power of prime. You're priming people all the time, every day in your business, or are you? So this might be a new concept for you, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. I have so much to do here. Great. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't take it personal. This is what business is like. This is the business journey. You're not doing anything wrong. This is gold for you, right? This is me giving you what you need. So take it and run with it and create some results. Yeah. Nurturing, relevancy, and long-term. What do you do to currently nurture your people? Does it feel aligned? Some of you are over nurturing and underselling. Some of you are under nurturing and overselling, or over expecting to sell, not even selling, because it's interesting. Okay. Here's an example of under nurture, over sell, or over expect to sell. You get a prospect on a call, they're whatever kind of lead, whether they refer to you or not, you give them a clarity call maybe, or something like that, some kind of enrollment process. And then you're like uneasy to sell. There's like a part of you that's like, I don't know yet. There could be confidence in your own ability to hold that sales conversation. All the objections are rolling through your head. They don't have money. They just shared with you they're stressed about money, so you can't sell to them. There might be like some misalignment with your pricing and your offers as a whole. Like you may not be confident in your offering. You may not be confident in them. There's like a lot of things happening here in the moment. You're like, I just can't even do it. If you had nurtured them, if you had spent time to build trust, create confidence in your offering and in their alignment, the client's alignment, if you had qualified them and nurtured them more, sales conversations go like this. You get on the call and you're like, oh my God, okay, what are we doing? You're enrolling. I'm so excited. Yeah. Oh, something's coming up. Okay. Yeah. You can hold that space better. Yep. Yep. You can ask more powerful questions. You can be in your power, and you already trust and you know that there's alignment here. There's confidence here. Okay. So I want you to look at your current process and see where your gaps are. What do you need to revisit? Last page. What would an aligned timeline look like for you? What is the inner work you need for ultimate success? What will you acknowledge yourself for and create action around? I want you to complete this and share it with us in the group. You can put it on the comments here, or you can create a thread that says like workshop 111 next steps, accountability. And you can just call yourself into that accountability. Really well done. I hope this masterclass serves. I hope that you are having your eyes opened again and again and again in this space, in this community, realizing, wow, there's so much for me to grow into. And that is exactly what we're doing here. We are in the energy of expansion. We are in the energy of impact, and we are in the energy of conscious leadership and entrepreneurship. There is a special invitation for you waiting in your inbox. I sent it out yesterday. I will send you another personalized invite today. We're having an open house next week on Monday in my group program, Expand. I want you to meet some of the people that are in this container. I want you to hear more about the program and how it will serve you and where you are in your business currently. Okay. You are invited to also receive some of the gifts from the people in this community. Some of the folks in Expand are going to be offering some of their gifts to you, whether it's breath work, meditation, other modalities of healing and expansion. 1 p.m. Eastern next Monday, check your inbox. I sent you a very special message, an invitation for you to complete a form in order to RSVP into our open house and Friendsgiving. Yeah. Thank you all so much. I will talk to you soon. Well done. Day 2, workshop 111. Drop your biggest takeaways. Jessica's here. Yay. Drop your biggest takeaways in our group underneath the comments. Make sure you tag me. If you want to start a next steps accountability thread, or maybe I'll start it and I'll tag you all and you can let me know what your next steps are. I would love to hear from you. If it feels a little personal, send me a DM. Send me a private message here on Messenger and we can connect more. I am sending you all so much love. It's Thursday, November 17th. I hope you have a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are watching in the world. I will talk to you so soon. I am sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.